Everybody, we are back. It is Saved on Live's favorite channel. Favorite is everything. Favorite channel. Favorite is breakdown. Favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glen Rockney for Glenn, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, Suge has requested his phone number, so I'll put the phone number in the chat. If you guys want to call in, you guys can do it during the show. I got it up. Of course, baby Suge, he made sure he called in. And also, make sure you can get a Bo Jackson shirt or anything you want to get from Homage. Make sure you guys check that out. Support the channel. Get 15% off. 50% of the proceeds go to the channel. So go ahead and do that for us. All right, guys. So we're here. We're talking about the Colts and you're doing our over-unders and the latest Raiders news, latest what's going on right now around everything Raiders, right? I mean, we are a Raiders channel. So hope you guys enjoy this show. And we're getting on into all that. So how you feeling, Glenn? How you feeling, man?
Oh man, when I was at watching that awful loss last week, I was at the Pepper Mill in Reno watching it on like a little gambling trip, and I was next to a Bears fan. I'm not trying to say anything mean here, but it was a lady, and she was very loud. She jumped on the table and was screaming when the field goal was blocked. And every Raider fan around me was like, why can't this be a guy right now? Everybody, and like her dude was there, and he was like, her dude was there, and he was just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna have to fight someone today because she's acting this way. And it was just a disaster. It was a disaster. That whole thing. I knew it too. The minute Gino misses the throw to Thornton, I was like, that's the game. I said, that's the game. And I just knew that was going to be the case. I know that we had a chance to kick the field goal through. But it was just kind of like, dude, 240 yards, which I had something really funny lined up for the show because I posted it on Twitter the day after because I asked AI what happens typically when you rush for 240 yards. Let me just see if I can find it real fast. It's definitely okay. Here we go. So this is just the historical version of of how historical the Raiders are and how much outliers. So I asked Brave AI, what happens typically to teams in terms of wins and losses when you rush for 240 yards in a game. And Brave AI says, historically, NFL teams that rush for 240 yards or more in a game have an extremely high winning percentage, usually above 90%. This reflects the dominance required to achieve such a high rushing total, which often involves controlling the clock, wearing down the opposing defense, and capitalizing on a strong defensive performance. So we once again, we bucked AI. The Raiders we didn't beat the Bears. We beat AI.
AI, yeah. AI's not always right. You know what I mean? Like, learning that.
I want to fix that. I might want to tweak that one, Brave, a little bit. You might want to.
Yeah. Somebody tell Sam Altman that. You know what I mean? Tell Sam Altman that's open AI. You're not always right. It doesn't always work.
No, it does not. It's got a long way to go. It used to be Will Smith eating spaghetti weird. Like that's this. It's still this one's still in that mode. So yeah, I felt terrible after it. I was excited that Genty had a game, though. That was like the one thing where I was just like, okay, I knew we had a baller, but I don't have to like make a case for him anymore. Like, you watch him, you're like, this is a stud.
Yeah, it was a simple fix, right? He just stood up. That was it.
Yeah, our coaching staff's really smart.
He stood up, and it was like, oh, look at that, look how good he is. Wow, that's super interesting. And then they went under center. It's just a couple just normal things you would think were like, normal.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. We're gonna talk. I'm sure we're gonna delve into it about good old Chip Kelly, but 240 yards was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, I when Colton Miller went down, and people were like freaking out, like, "Oh, we're here, top 5 pick." I was like, I don't know, man. If Jets keeps playing like that, they're gonna win some games that you're not gonna expect them to win, right? And the game was really just Gino. Like, it was funny when me and Matt did the breakdown. We are like, man, I don't think the Raiders could have played any better. I don't, it was just him. Like, he was the only shitty one, and it really reflected in everything, man. I mean, he was just so shitty that game. I can't even really I can't.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. And it's funny, like, we're getting the worst of Geno Smith. That's what we're getting. We're getting New York Jets Geno Smith. And people are like, "This is how he always was." And I was like, no, this is not how he always was. That is not true. So we can't go with that narrative. I know some Raiders fans would do that. He is what he is. Like, nah.
They're firing off on you guys right now, the film guys. The film guys told me it was good, so now it's your fault he's throwing interceptions.
It's my fault. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? That it's your fault that he threw all those interceptions?
I mean, I guess it's my fault that
They love doing that. They love doing that. They love blaming a guy with a microphone for why the quarterback's not playing good.
Yes, it's the fantasy guys too. The fantasy nerds are fucking
right.
They are hype with that shit, man. They are hype that he's not playing well. Film guys lose again.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, bro. Like, whatever. Nobody cares what you guys have to say about that.
What's their excuse for Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold then? Because they didn't want them.
Yeah. Because Geno Smith the last couple of years hasn't been a good fantasy quarterback because he hasn't thrown a lot of touchdowns. So that's why that's their whole thing, is that he hasn't been a good fantasy quarterback. But yeah, he had good film the last couple of years, man. I mean Steve Ruiz won't let it go. He still has him at 13, ranked quarterback in the league. And he's supposed to be smarter than me.
Wow.
So he's supposedly watches film better than me. You know what I mean? Like, he's on Mina Kimes show and stuff. He supposedly watches film better than I do. So those guys are like still hyping him up and, not dropping him. I'm like, I remember I saw his list. I was like, damn, 13 still. God damn.
The craziest thing about it is just like, yeah, I didn't buy this, but you could always make the case, well, they're not protecting. Well, the offensive line didn't let him get touched. I mean, it was a game where he played clean against DBs that were injured. Like, they didn't have Jalen Johnson. They didn't have any of these people. And he's throwing picks. It's just, to me, the thing about Geno that sucks more than anything is the attitude to me, because one mistake happens and I thought he was that kind of psycho where he's like, nah, man, you kidding me? That's just a little blood on the lip. Like, I got to get punched to wake up. I thought he was more like that, and I'm completely wrong. He sulks, man. I don't know if you saw that play, regardless of who did something wrong, but it was either after the first or the second interception. They had to burn a timeout early before the getting like a delay of game or something. Something wasn't right, and he's just screaming at everybody. I'm like, bro, you're the one that sucks right now. Stop screaming at people. Like, I know you're trying to be a leader, but you don't look like a leader right now. Like, you look like a guy who's sulking.
Yeah. Man, I got to turn this voicemail thing off. I'm like, who's ringing in my ear?
My gosh.
Good Lord. Is that Baby Shook, is that you again? Are you leaving another message?
Well, they have a limit, so he was like, I was only halfway done with my message, so I got to call again because we still got to go on Tyree Wilson watch right now. Had a nice sack in the game. Had a nice sack. 2 sacks this year. He's on pace for about 7 or 8. Shug, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's playing well. But you just never know.
You never know, man. There's 13 games left. He got 2 sacks, man.
Just saying. I'm not saying I'm not saying he's playing great, but if he gets that contract, I gotta start warming up my kicker leg.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's just like, bro, because I was like, that's the same damn number. He's calling again.
Damn.
Good Lord, Chick. Mm-hmm. All right, but yeah, he that's what I'm worried about, though. You're right, Glenn. I'm worried about his confidence.
Yeah.
Like, what is his confidence gonna be like? Is he gonna be scared to throw downfield now? Like, is he gonna be like playing that type of football where he doesn't, he's thinking too much, or is he gonna start relaxing and he's gonna start just playing football. Like that's his problem because you gotta. He is 0 for 17 with 6 interceptions past 10 plus yards at home.
And this is the dome Gino we all heard about.
0 for 17.
And here's the thing. We're going to get a test this week because it's going to be the first indoor game not at home. So we're going to be like, maybe it's just maybe he doesn't like the construction of Allegiant. Maybe he's like, I just don't like the way the roof looks right here. This is terrible. That you call that? I prefer Roman style columns holding up the roof. And maybe at Lucas Oil Stadium, he'll be like, perfect. This is all I asked for.
I don't know. Like is he like going out or something? Like maybe he's in Vegas.
He's got one more game before I start projecting. He's got one more game before I start writing the script of why he sucks.
And specifically why he's terrible in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. So, him and I were born, I think, the same week of the same year. We're both turning 35 soon. We have a lot more in common. I suck at quarterback. Like we have a lot. I didn't realize how much we had in common. Yeah. I was like, man, yeah, I thought our similarities ended there.
He says, I can't throw past 10 yards either.
I'm over my last 17 throwing deep down the field. I get a bad attitude after I throw a pick. I yell at the guy shorter than me, Trey Tucker, when we call the timeout. Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, man, it's that's what was frustrating about that game. Is like, how can everybody play well? Right, like the line play well. DJ Glaze had his best game of the year. BJ came out and just balled. You could say Jordan Meredith didn't play very well. Like this run, he's getting beat up by Billings. But he still was decent. I mean, he didn't give up too much pressure. And then Raheem Mostert had like he had like 50 yards rushing.
He looked great. He looked great.
Yeah, he looked great. And then you have Genty looked amazing. Right. And then, it was all Gino, man. It was crazy. That was
it's funny. And all you hear about after these games is where the roster's not there yet. I'm like, okay. I'm not saying the roster's perfect. I'm saying they could be 3-1, definitely 2-2, possibly 3-1 right now with this roster. That's why it's tough for me to look at Pete. We're going to talk about this, but like, it's tough for me when people are like, Pete this, Pete that. I'm like, this is just, there's no way bringing in Gino, you thought he was going to play this bad. Even people who didn't like the Gino pickup, like nobody thought he was going to be this bad. Like maybe one person did, but for the most part, like you're just thinking like, man, I think Pete's doing his best. The defense is playing better than I thought they would. Not saying they're good. I just mean they're playing better than I thought they were going to be in 30th in the league. Level bad. It's clear that there's something there. They're creating turnovers. The ball's hitting the ground a lot. They're batting passes down. We'll see if these rookies can start hitting the ground running a little bit. And I'm just like, man, it really sucks that the one thing that was supposed to stabilize your team, that was the number one word that people used about Gino outside of the Raiders organization. When people talked about the Raiders, the thing before the year was a lot of in people's season previews and everything, they would say, well, look, who knows if they can compete this year? It's the AFC, which, by the way, the AFC sucks right now. So everybody's been wrong about that. Two, they say, well, Gino's going to come in and stabilize the position. It has never been more volatile right now. I mean, they're hiding him. And a lot of it, that 3rd and 2 shotgun call by Chip Kelly, I didn't like the run call out of the shotgun. However, people are like, put the ball in your quarterback's hand and pick up the first down. What did you see from the quarterback that day that made you think he could throw a forward pass under pressure in a big game? That to me it's really, he has to wake up or else I don't know, man. I just don't know.
I can't do this Kenny Pickett thing. I know some people are already calling for Kenny Pickett, but like it is
competition, Marcus. It's got to be a competition. That's what our team does.
I don't want to see that though.
You want to see this though? I mean, this is bad. Like that's the problem. That's the problem. Is like what we're watching is really bad. Like it's not like Gino's just like he's like mid. Like mid, we would be 2-2 right now. And if he was solid, if he was good, we'd be 3-1. Like they beat the Chargers if he plays a good game.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, Pickett might suck. I'm not saying Pickett's good. I just mean this team's all about competition. I mean, JPJ's like, they're still being coy about him having his spot, but is Gino just unquestioned right now? Like, you can't tell me that a 74-year-old coach isn't going like, yo, this dude's really fucking up my last 3 to 4 years of football, the start of it.
Yeah, because it really is the problem. I mean, because if you think about it, like you're right. Because the Chargers game, I still feel like they probably win that game if he plays well, right? If he plays well, they definitely. If he just didn't throw any interceptions, if he threw 2.
If he threw 1 completion to Thornton in the end zone, then we would
win the game.
We would have had a 3-pick game, and we'd be like, dude, we can't play like this against good teams, but that was a win. That's what we should be saying right now. We're 2-2.
100%.
Gino's got to get it together because you can't do that against the Colts or whatever. And but right now we're talking about a loss, and I hate doing this. Like, I hate doing this to the guy. It's just like, I don't have anything against him, but it's like my blood's boiling watching him play because it's the attitude, it's everything.
Yeah. Because you said, "Fuck it, let's draft Ruben Bain."
I mean, the defensive line does need a little more juice. I will say, like, it does need a little more. I would say the interior. I would say that big dude from Clemson in the middle, Peter Woods. I'd be like, ooh, all right.
Well, I mean, Bain's 280 pounds.
I know. Yeah. What is he gonna be at the next level? Like, yeah, I mean,
well, he has a bend. He's nuts.
Trust me, I know he wrecked the game against Notre Dame. He's a monster. I mean, he could play him anywhere. I mean, yeah, of course. I think if they're picking where Ruben Bain gets picked, they're picking a quarterback, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like they're not, if they're picking 2nd overall or like 3rd overall, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad pick to pick Ruben Bain. In fact, it'd probably be a good one, but you're picking. I think we're gonna know why they're picking 2nd overall right now. Like, we're getting a good glimpse of if they're picking 2nd overall, it'll be because the quarterback play.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna argue with you on that because I mean it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Dreyfus said Baker Mayfield plays the same style of offense and he has 1 interception, but like I just think Baker does take a lot of chances, but I don't think Gino's taking chances.
Exactly.
That's my problem with it. He's not taking chances. You know what I mean? Like Baker Mayfield would like throw it and he'll try to fit it into something that maybe should be open, right? Like he'll try to fit it in there. I think Gino's just making terrible decisions. And it's not even up to the decisions, really. It's not even about the decision. Is that for some reason what pisses me off the most about this whole Gino Smith thing is that he decided to become inaccurate. Because the last interception wasn't a bad decision. That wasn't a bad decision. That was a bad throw.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So that's not really about decision making. I can even make the case that the throw to Myers, the first interception, he missed that one. And that's why the guy picked it off because he threw it too far in front of him. Yeah. So he missed, right? So I think if Gino wasn't missing, like, he missed a Thornton throw. Like I don't remember him ever missing an easy throw like that.
It's all in his head. I'm telling you, it's a mental thing right now. But he doesn't look like he's able to put that behind him. Like it's just like, man, you're 13. You have to know, like, especially going through what he's gone through. Like, you've been cast off by the Jets, basically. Like, you got your jaw broken in the locker room by one of your teammates, and no one cared. Like it was that level of like, that's about as rock bottom as you get, right? So you had to come back from that. You're backing up Eli for the Giants. You started a game on the Giants against the Raiders. I remember once, like, it was just kind of like bottom of the barrel. There, you had to work your way back up, and it's like, this shouldn't be that much to overcome for you, but it looks like he's like is something going on off the field? You have to start thinking that.
Yeah. It's just annoying, man. It's just annoying.
It's bad, man. They should. The thing is, I don't think they're actually that bad of a team. Like, I mean, they're not playing that bad. That's the sad part.
I know, right? They're just because like, I'll be honest, like, it wouldn't shock me if they beat the Colts.
No, anybody. It would not shock me if they beat anybody. Like, that's the crazy part. It's just, it would shock me if, like, Here's what would shock me is if Geno Smith throws a first quarter interception, if he doesn't throw 2 more after that. That's what would shock me, and that's why I don't like where we're at. If he plays a clean first quarter, I bet you he goes off. And I'm like, dude, that's rookie stuff where like one mistake snowballs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but because the thing is, like, I mean, he wasn't like this in Seattle. He threw picks in Seattle.
Yeah.
He threw picks in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. The interception is going to be there. It's just, I don't know, man. I watched a few Seattle. It's not like this is my first Geno Smith experience. I'm just like, the attitude, I felt like he was able to put stuff behind him and be like, no, we're going right back to it. We're going to play good ball. Like, Baker is different that way. Like, Baker makes mistakes early and then just comes out of the woodwork, comes out of the second half tunnel playing like John Elway. That's what he does.
Yeah. It's just ugly. But yeah, he's got to play better, man, for this team. I mean, let's keep it real. He has to play better for this team and for them to win. And not playing bad on defense. I mean, Washington, they were off on defense, right?
Yeah, that's their one dud. They had one dud. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other 2 games, I mean, the defense played pretty well to keep him in the game, and he just got to stop throwing picks, man. Just stop throwing them.
With the defense, we look at it, you go, okay. I was asking my dad, I was watching it. He's not a Raider fan. So I was asking him, he was like, hey, your guys' defense is pretty well. It was like playing better than I thought. I was like, yeah, can you name another player besides Max Crosby on the Raiders defense? He said, no. I said, yeah, exactly. So like, we understand there's some deficiencies on defense. Like there could use some upgrades, you know, in the front 7 a little bit. They definitely could use some upgrades at safety. I'd like to see Darian Porter play a little bit more, you know, as we're you know, easing these guys in. But at the same time, you're just thinking like, okay, they look well coached there, and it looks like the players are bought in, and that the energy is good, and they don't let their mistakes pile up, which I really like. Like it does. We're all ready for that backbreaker for our defense, for the Raiders to be like, all right, here's where they give up the 80-yard run. You know, here's where they give up, you know, face mask a quarterback like Ryan Fitzpatrick and, you know, throw it down the sideline, perfect throw. Like we wait for that. They are not doing that. It's literally one guy doing this. That's the most frustrating. I didn't see that happening at all with this team.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I agree with that, dude. All right, let's get some of these questions. You think Pete will be against drafting a first-round QB? I don't see this regime going that route.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing: is Gino's still going to be under contract? Mm-hmm. So, are you going to go get another veteran with Gino making? I know Gino's not making like astronomical money, but it's starting quarterback money in the 30s per year. I still think they're on the hook for him next year. I don't know the contract details by heart, but to me, I see people saying wait till a second round to draft a quarterback. I'm kind of with you there, but second round quarterbacks. I mean, what? Can you name a lot of good ones? Like it just seems like it seems like one of those things. Like quarterbacks taken in the second round, it's just not a lot. I mean, I'm not saying it never happens. I just mean it's not a lot of guys where you do that. It's like quarterbacks usually it's first round or like developmental day 3 guys that like, you know, just after a few years are able to start for you or something. But I don't know. To me, it's like you got to go swing high at that position. Don't say Sam Levitt in the chat. Marcus will get mad. He did not hit an over. He was a very instrumental in not hitting the over that I had money on in TCU. He was bad. He won. They still won. But I was like, yeah. But anyways, no, I agree with a lot of people saying that, like, okay, the quarterback class, I still think there's a lot of guys that can make this team better. And I'd rather take them in that early year. I'd rather take them early in the draft and get that 5th-year option and be able to develop them properly. And maybe you still have Gino starting next year, but you got a fire lit under him or fire behind him because it ain't Kenny Pickett behind him. It's a first rounder. So again, we're way ahead of that. What we all hope is that Gino just goes, my bad, I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And starts playing really well. Starts playing like he did against the Patriots. I mean, he does have one game, and ironically, the Patriots are better than the Bears.
Yeah.
Like, which is funny. Like, the Patriots win is actually like a decent win, which I didn't think it was when they beat them. I was like, oh, this is a team picking in the top 5. They're second place in their division.
Mm-hmm.
Bad division, but still, they've had some wins. They beat a lot of other teams.
Yeah. All right, that's the next question. All right. Check down Charlie with Gino. Is it coming? I mean,
Well, Colton Miller's out. He better get rid of that ball.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, if he was checked down Charlie last week, did they win?
Yes. I think they beat the Chargers too.
I know. I was just saying. And that's my thing too with him is like what teams are doing to him is that they're doing everything that the Chargers did, which is put a bunch of guys on the line and they all drop out and then he's confused. And my thing is like if you're confused, you need to do what Derek Carr used to do when he was confused. Everybody wants to know why Derek Carr is checked down all the time, it's because he was confused. And he would be like, It's like, I don't know what's going on out here. I don't want to throw a pick, so I'm just gonna throw it to my running back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But with 240 rushing yards, nobody's gonna care. You know what I mean? If you check it down to Genty, like, and maybe he doesn't get all the yards. Like on the first interception he threw, he had Genty coming out of the backfield, and he could have threw it to him. And then Genty had a lot of space in that game. Nobody in the Bears could tackle him the whole game. So since nobody in the Bears could tackle him the whole game, he probably gets like at least 8 or 9, maybe gets the first down, right? Yeah. And you feel pretty good about it. And the offense keeps moving. So I think that's a big part of it, in my opinion, and kind of just mix it up that way.
I was watching the Rams game last night, and I know he kind of is looked at as the guy who kind of lost the Rams the game, but Kyron Williams, Stafford was getting him the ball early in the flat, and he had 2 touchdowns, like untouched. And I was like, this is all day. We need to be doing this with Genty. Like, man.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Do you think Genty straight up stance is the key because that's the only way he could see over the line? I mean,
you said that a long time ago, and I think you're right. Also, to me, I agree with what you said there. I grew up playing baseball, and if you ever see a pitcher with a weird throwing motion or a batter with a weird batting stance, Kevin Youkilis, Craig Counsell, a lot of these guys that do weird stuff, a lot of times the stance doesn't help them hit better, but they're comfortable. Yeah. And it's such a comfort sport. And if he's coming out of a position he's not used to, that first step or that first, in baseball, that first initial contact, dropping the hands to make contact, the pitcher's getting leverage to get good stuff on their fat. If somebody says, hey, that leg kick's stupid, get rid of that. Well, you're like, okay, now I have to learn how to now I have to learn everything again because this was the way I did it. So I think Chip Kelly's ego got in the way of that. I didn't think it was a big deal in the offseason. It looks like it's a big deal.
Yeah. He says it's a false step. So it's that false step at the start of the play out of him standing straight up. So
maybe. No, I could see that. I mean, I could see a mechanical issue, like because when you're standing up, you know exactly where you're comfortable and you know exactly that first step you're going to take. Otherwise, it's like, it's just kind of like, just don't. You drafted the guy 6th overall because you thought he was a game changer, and that's how he played. So just let him do that.
Exactly. Is Brock Bowers playing this Sunday? I believe, he'll play.
And he shouldn't. I don't know why we're doing this.
Yeah, I don't know.
He looked good on that screen. He looked good on that screen, though. I will say that. But I also thought, like, man, if he was healthy, I bet he makes like one more guy miss. Just it's not healthy. And I hope Mayer plays too. I hope we get Mayer back. I haven't. Has he been practicing?
Yeah, he's been practicing.
Good. So Mayer, JPJ, that's good. These guys are starting to play together again. I like that.
With Pratt out, is Jamal Adams primed for a breakout game?
He's playing well. I mean, they've been attacking him in coverage a little bit, I've noticed. Yeah. Where they've tried to get him off the line of scrimmage, but he's such a good tackler. And Matt is so right. I watched your guys' tape breakdown. I was so pissed watching it at the sports book. Caleb Williams fumbling that ball right back to himself. If that's any other time, the fumble luck, Adams scoops that and walks into the end zone from there. Like, it's just like, Again, we didn't need that. We needed other things to win that game, but that also would have been nice.
Yeah. So this is a double question. Is Thornton competing and is he struggling to get separation? He's struggling to get separation big time.
I don't think he needs. I think Jack Besh needs to be playing. I think a lot of fans are like mad. They don't like Jack Besh. They think it's a wasted pick already. But I will say, like, who can blame him? Like, if you're judging it off of the snaps, you're like, oh, he must be awful if he can't beat the guy who doesn't get open. But I think Chip Kelly's like, nah, I gotta have this game changer on the field. But I think with Colton Miller out, the ball needs to come out quicker, and I'd like to have Besh out there.
Yeah, it's true. More possession guy.
Yeah, possession. Yeah, his people think because he's not that fast. I think Besh after the catch is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
that's
great hands too, man.
great hands. So it's just kind of like, okay, I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Okay, this guy here. Who's the best QB coming out of college this year?
I'm a Mateer guy.
You're Mateer? I'm still Sellers.
I'm not Nussmeier. I'll tell you, I'm not as Nussmeier.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch Nussmeier, but I did watch Mendoza. So I watched Mendoza and Sellers this week. Is there any QB? Because kind of take Bain early. Sawyer Robertson is just so erratic. He's erratic.
I think there's going to be quarterback. I mean, like I said, like a lot of people, like when CJ Stroud came out, and I know he's having his struggles now, talking about he's old at 23, he can't move anymore. But he really he cemented his position, beating or not beating, but competing with Georgia, that Georgia defense. These guys are going to play some meaningful games coming down the stretch. Like a lot of this, when you get SEC conference play for guys like Nussmeier, you're going to get Lenore Sellers going to be playing some, conference. They kind of played themselves out of that, but you're going to get guys playing some meaningful games, and everyone's just going to forget about this beginning of the season. But I will say, shout out to my guy CJ Carr. He looks like he is going to be a bad man at the next level. He's just 19 right now, so he can't leave yet. Thank God.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about Dante Moore, but
a little small. He looks a little small.
Yeah, he does.
He played his ass off in that game for Oregon. I mean, I really like the way he battled in that game, and also Chip Kelly didn't like Dante Moore, so yeah.
People talk about Carson Beck. You guys don't. The NFL loves him, so
he's playing really well for Miami. He has a great O-line for them, but he is playing good ball. And they might be national champions this year. They look really good.
Exactly, and that's why he might go really high. Because there is that ESPN did that little what is it called? Little what's the thing? Their evaluation poll or whatever for the quarterbacks.
Okay. GM, like a
GM,
scout GM kind of poll. Yeah,
he got 3 votes for the number 1 quarterback.
I mean, I will say he is good at playing taking what the defense gives him, and he has a good enough arm to push the ball down the field. I don't know if Raider fans would be super excited about him, but I don't mind him. He's also big. He's also a big dude.
Yeah. I just have a feeling that he might be better in the NFL than he was in college.
I think so too. I think he has a backup quarterback name, which I don't like. That's a very backup quarterback.
Carson Beck.
Yeah. It's like, our starter got hurt. Who's their backup? Oh, Carson Beck. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's all right. It just seems like that kind of name. Like, so I'm being kind of stupid there, but I think I agree with you though. Yeah, that name is like a Kevin Cobb. It's like it just sounds like that to me. Like, I don't know. I think Sellers needs to get his head out of his ass and play a little bit better because I like him a lot, but he needs to play better.
I thought he played well last week. He played pretty well against Missouri too.
Yeah, the Missouri game, they just couldn't stop that running back. But I'm just like, hey, I like him a lot. So I'm like, play your way into the first round. You'll get there. And he'll probably work out super crazy.
All right. Let's get to our first topic here, which is Chip Kelly's, as they would say in the gay community, threw shade at Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
It was interesting comments. What is their problem with JPJ, man?
Okay, there's 2 ways to read this. One of them is they don't like this guy. They just don't like him, whatever. I do think there's like JPJ is not this beautiful saint that they don't know how to coach. Like, I do think people forget Max Crosby didn't like him last year. So there's something that is like kind of, because what Chip Kelly said, I saw Ryan McFadden tweet the quote, and I sent it to you, Marcus. I watched the actual press conference, and he was laughing. He was like, kind of like, he might have heard that. Let me chill out. I don't want him to get his head too big. He probably is. Like, he probably does. He probably does have a huge ego. That being said, I'm down for a guard to have a huge ego if you're going to go beat the hell out of somebody like all day. I mean, he's got DeForest Buckner this week.
Yeah.
So if he's got DeForest Buckner and he's pushing DeForest Buckner around, I'll be like, you can talk your shit. You know, like you do whatever the hell you want. They can't not play him now. I mean, I'm sorry. Like we're past the point. They could talk about it's competition, this competition, that. I think they're like I called it early in the year. I think they're doing the Vernon Davis thing with him. Was Vernon Davis, like, obviously that's your best player at the position, but you treat him like he's a walk-on, you know, undrafted free agent or something. And maybe that does. Maybe he's gonna have a Pro Bowl season this year, and we'll some fans will say, wow, they couldn't see that, or maybe they brought that out of him. We don't know. We don't see him practice. There weren't a lot of players saying like JPJ needs to be out there. So I feel like it's a little bit of both. Now that being said, stuff like Raheem Mostert not being active.
You see that's crazy.
No, when you show me that versus, and then the JPJ thing, I'm like, okay, Chip Kelly, you might not know what the hell you're talking about sometimes. Like, so, but it seems like everybody, Pete Carroll's doing it with JPJ. All these guys are kind of saying, like, we need to get this guy to chill out a little bit but also, you know, maybe they're trying to piss him off. Maybe they're literally trying to like make him go out there and like kill somebody. And that's working.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting comments. I mean, it just felt like, like they want to calm him down, right? Maybe, he is a wild guy out there. Like, sure. I feel like he's gonna get hurt every time I watch him play. I'm like, bro, I know you're making some cool tackles, and you want to play and you want to be that super tough guy and you're a hustle guy and you want to be on every play, but I just feel like that. Like some of those plays that he makes, it's like, like what if you get hurt? And then we don't even have a conversation. So it's like sometimes, man, that's what I feel about with him. And I think that's maybe why they want him to chill out a little bit. Because, he got a concussion in practice.
Non-contact practice.
That's not good.
No, that's what I mean. I just mean, I know that there's not like nothing there. And that he's like, oh, this beautiful, sweet young man that they don't know how to coach. Like, there's something there. Like, something's happening with the Max Crosby comments, all of that stuff from last year. There's something, and that was not a full contact practice, if I'm not mistaken. That he got the concussion, and like, was he just being stupid? Did he like bang his head against the blocking sled to make a joke or something? Like you wonder. Like, it's just all I'm saying is that if he's plays lights out for the rest of the year, we're fine. We're fine at that position, and maybe there's no problem. You know, maybe there's no issue with it. But again, the stuff like Besh not getting any snaps, Raheem Mostert not being active when Zamir White is just not good. It's just those type of things are like, that's where I put the tally mark in the Chip Kelly might be an arrogant asshole category, but for the most part, I do think they have to coach JPJ a bit different than other players.
Yeah. I think he's got to calm down. He's got to find a way to relax and not try to be such a idiot.
You played football. You played football, right, Marcus? You played football. Like, you played the game. So did you ever have a guy on your team that would, like, the first day of camp or whatever it was, would make a joke, like, while the coach was talking, and the coach would go, "Oh, you're hilarious," and then like he would immediately center in on that guy. He would push him like crazy and stuff. I kind of feel like that's JPJ. Also, that was me on my baseball team, so I was coached that way. I just think that these guys they're different. They're just there's different ways to coach different players, and I don't know. He's playing well.
Yeah, and yeah, sure. So I played DB. I was a cornerback. All region.
All region. Excuse me. I didn't realize I was in elite company. My God.
But yeah,
you might be able to pick off Gino right now.
Maybe, man. That's the best thing I did, man. That's the best thing I did was cover. It was. I'll tell a story. It was funny. They weren't going to try to start me in my senior year. They were trying to play some corner in front of me. No, maybe my senior year, so maybe junior year. They're gonna play some guy in front of me, and there's this white dude who went to like Chaparral was supposed to go to Utah State or something, or Utah.
Uh-huh.
I shut his ass down.
Damn.
And I won that job.
I know that guy. He has a dartboard of your face. Still.
Yeah, it was because then I shut down this other dude that I used to hang out with who was supposed to go to U of A too. I shut his ass down, and that's why I got that job.
Damn. Johnson Island.
Yeah,
don't throw it, Johnson Island. You know, he's going to shadow your best, but Belichick would have just had you shadowing everybody. Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah. My problem is I had no ball skills, man. My ball skills sucked. But I can knock the ball. I can knock the pass down, but it's like,
Nnamdi Asomugha. You were Nnamdi Asomugha.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. All right. Let me see. Let's see like these questions here. Where am I? Oh, why hasn't Gino learned how to pump fake playing 10 plus years?
That's a good call. I don't know. There's a lot we need him to learn right now.
Yeah. People are pausing me because I said I had no ball skills, but it's fine. I get it. All right. Check down the Genty and Pesh if no Bowers. Well, I think Bowers is gonna play though, guys.
I know he should. I just would rather have Mayer play, but okay. If they're gonna do that, they're gonna do that. Oh, why is he not allowed to talk about his knee injury? Did you see that quote?
No,
he said I'm not allowed to talk about details of my knee injury.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what's going on, dude? Like, don't. Yeah. I feel like you're also not allowed to say that either, Brock. So yeah, don't.
Yeah. Have to throw to Pat or has to Genty stop throwing to the middle. I agree with that. I think Genty's got to get really involved. He's got you're talking about Kyron Williams. He has to start doing that shit.
That's what I mean. I watch him and I'm like, Genty is a better Kyron Williams to me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think his poor play is age related?
Who?
Gino.
Oh, he's 80 years old. First off, he's born the same week as me. Let's not throw out numbers. Let's not double people's age at that point. No, I don't think it's age because, I mean, I don't know. Like that, people play till they're like. Look at Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's a beast.
Yeah, he's 37, man.
Yeah. So no, I don't think so. I think he's got some problem. I think he's just there's some mental's happening, and like I said, he's got one more week before I start writing the script of what he's doing wrong.
Yeah, especially at home. Do you think he's ordered who to throw to? No, I think Gino is a pre-snap guy who likes to predetermine his throws sometimes, and if you confuse him, it just messes his whole head up. And I think that's what's really happening to him right now. He's in a new offense, and he's getting teams are playing the same way. The Colts are going to do the same damn thing. So I hope he's ready for that.
That's the thing is like it's just basically I think it's what you said earlier. They're going to play him a certain way, and I don't think any team's going to hide what their strategy is against Gino. And it's like, dude, we all see it. Are you going to do it? Or do you see it? Or are you just going to try to? No, I'm me, and this is what I do. It's like, yeah, well, you have to adjust. And to me, it's like, does Brady give him a call? Because, like, to me, Brady, it's like, dude, hit your running back in the flat. It's fine. Like, go, that 3-yard, stick route. It's like that's fine. These are okay to throw. Like, I feel like I hope he's making the call.
Yeah. Do you think he's being? Do you think Tom Brady will have a significant impact with scouting with Spy Tech on the TV? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Will Brady pick the right guy though? Let's start there. Is he going to pick who you like? I don't know that. Why is JPJ not starting?
He is starting.
He
is starting.
Well, he is starting, but yeah.
Like I don't think he's. I think they're coaching him a different way than everybody else. And like I said, he probably would have not lost his job if he didn't bang his head into some shit in a non-contact practice. So, yeah. I mean, you have to put some on JPJ.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say.
I got a couple of answer some of these trade questions back to back here. So, do you see Max requesting a trade if the Raiders don't make the playoffs?
$80 million of dead cap next year. He shouldn't have signed the extension. Not my problem. That's what I would tell him. They didn't trade Jacoby when he asked.
And are they going to trade Jacoby? Somebody else asked this too.
If you're one, I think the deadline's like week 8 now. I think they've pushed it back. If you're 1-6, you think about it, right? Like I definitely do. Like during the bye week, like I would, but it ain't because he asked, right? It's because you decided to do it. If I don't know what you get for him, but I'd imagine if a team is really like a team like the Niners or something really wants a receiver, I could see it.
Do you think they should put an extra lineman out there on running ball? No, I think they're all right there.
I want to see how they do against the Colts. And I just think more under center stuff, Genty back in his stance, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah. Brock knee hurt again. Kind of answer that one. Do you hurt his knee again? Man,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it just hasn't stopped hurting because he's playing.
What's the over/under on Gino's interceptions for this year? I'm hoping he's like Derek Carr in 2018, where remember he threw like 7 picks in these 4 games, and he threw like 3 the rest of the year. That's a real.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what was our record after that? the 4th pick in the draft. Gosh. Yeah. I mean, I know. There's the thing. The rest of the team did not play well, and the Raiders are playing pretty good given the sum of their parts otherwise. But yeah, I hope you're right.
Marcus, how good was JPJ playing this game? Would you say it was good enough to talk? Yeah. I mean, he played really well though. He did. He played his ass off that game. I just hope he keeps it up because I mean, against the Patriots, he did not play well, which that's why I thought everybody freaking out that he wasn't. I was like, yeah, okay, but like he played really well this past game. He did.
Yeah, I mean, he looked excellent. He set the tempo and the energy for the offense. Like I think DJ Glaze plays better when JPJ's out there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Is it Chip Kelly's job to make Gino Smith feel comfortable in the pocket?
He should be feeling. Chip, I have my issues with Chip, but there's guys open.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like what you got one pressure last week against the Bears, like. Well, I mean, I understand. I'm not taking Chip Kelly. I've been very critical of him, but Gino, I think it's Gino versus Gino right now. And we hope Gino wins. I'll let you guys decide which Gino wins, but we know one Gino's going to win. The negative one or the positive one. I hope the positive one wins.
Yeah, man.
I don't like that Notre Dame question. Why are people asking Notre Dame questions right now?
Because he's frustrated, just like you are with the defense.
Just came off a nice win. Yeah, man. Just blew out Arkansas at home on the road, man. Like, no, I will say that. So the question is, Glenn, what's worse, Raiders losing or Notre Dame losing to ranked teams? I don't get it. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I knew once they hired Chris Ash as DC, the defense was going to suck. They should have won that Texas A&M game. The Miami game, Miami's a better team than them. They should have won that Texas A&M game, and I agree the defense really let them down there. I think, unfortunately, as they played 2 ranked teams, like in their quarter when they had a 19-year-old quarterback, they put those two games are right at the schedule, at the beginning, and they lost them by a grand total of 4 points combined that game.
Yeah.
So it's like they didn't. Yeah, it sucks. They should have won that A&M game. They'd be in perfect position, but they're hitting the ground running now, and Freeman's a good coach, and I think they're going to be the committee's going to have to make a tough call, and all the fans will get mad if they do get in.
They're still Notre Dame, so if they went out and they have 2 wins, 2 losses.
Raiders piss me off more. I like NFL more than college.
All right. All right, a couple more questions, and then we'll get to what we got here. Did you figure out the tell in the road game? Yeah, I actually went over that in a couple episodes ago, the Commanders episode. So you want to check that out. They changed it up though, except for the 3rd and 2 play. They went to the same damn play, that damn fucking track play. God damn it. Anyways, that's frustrating. But yeah, let's get to this. Let's get to this topic. Which is the draft class. Trusting the draft class. So I mean, really, we've only seen one player really play. I guess him and Thornton, right?
Thornton's been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 picks. All right, 11 picks. 9 make the team.
Yeah,
make the roster.
Yeah.
Cam Miller's on practice squad, so but
Mhm.
9 have made the team.
Mhm.
Right now, the stuff that's bothering me with the draft class, and I'm not gonna say these guys are bad, but Jack Besh, Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant are not playing. Darian Porter's creeping in there. I feel like he's gonna start this week. Actually, I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
Just a guess, in my opinion. I think he's gonna play the majority of snaps over Caillou Blue Kelly. I think the Caillou Blue Kelly experiment. It feels like Pete's ready to pull the plug. If you're at this point, and I think he could be good depth. But the Jack Besh, right? Let's go through how they got Jack Besh, right? The Raiders are picking at the somewhat top of the second round. Now, I have a hunch, and I wanted this player too. I have a hunch they wanted Carson Schwessinger out of UCLA, but the Browns took him very high. They took him right there. So the Raiders immediately start trading down. And there was one other guy that I thought they might have wanted the first time after they had traded down, and then they traded down a second time, which I think is a good process. If your guy's not there, pick up the phone to get a pick. Now, the problem is the picks that they pick up, those guys aren't playing either. We can't call them bad, right? And the Raiders, I know we're talking about Brock Bowers being hurt and a couple other guys being hurt. They've been pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Otherwise. So maybe the openings aren't coming up, but, it's a good thing that Parham, Meredith, and JPJ are like kind of getting back in there, because I was for a while like, let's just see what Caleb Rogers has. He played 5 years at Texas Tech. You should be at least ready to see an NFL field.
Yeah.
Charles Grant, we knew was like this is going to take some time. That being said, Miller's out, and I already know I'm going to hate Stone Forsythe. I just already know I'm going to hate it.
Yeah.
So I would rather see him take lumps than Stone Forsythe just prove everybody correct and earn his PFF grade. I would rather that happen. It's odd though, because Pete says I'm down to play rookies, but he's not.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. What do you think of that? Like, they're not playing. Like, Thornton's the only guy that does that, and that just feels like Chip Kelly fell in love with him, right?
Yeah.
Like, and was just like, this is a gazelle. Nobody can stop him. Every time Besh has been on the field and been targeted, he's caught it. So I know that it's like, okay, he's caught his targets. It's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not running the wrong routes or anything. He's getting open. What do you think with these guys?
I think with the rookies, in my opinion, Porter has played well when he's been out there.
I agree.
So I think we need to take it easy, right? I think we need to take it easy on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Porter's played well when he's been out there. He didn't have a good preseason, but the snaps that he's played in the NFL, he's played well, right? Pugese played last week. He did all right. He didn't play that many snaps. Only played 15 snaps last week, but he played.
Yeah.
Right. So he started to play. I think Tucker Hemingway's played a little bit. I think he played week 1.
He did play week 1.
Hasn't played really anything since. But I think Porter's going to play more this week. So I want to see a little bit more of him, because I really liked him, and he's playing well when he has played. And then, it goes more into the offensive side, because I think they just drafted so much on offense, and that's why we're not seeing a lot of these guys, right? Because you got to think about all the defenders were their later picks. I mean, are you really expecting a 4th round pick to really
day 3? I don't even think about them this year.
Exactly. So we're not seeing the linemen play yet, right? And that's why I was interested that they drafted those guys, right? And that's, and you could, if I had a critique of John Spytek, it is drafting those guys. Right, because you had a set of linemen that you're probably going to play. You had some young linemen. I know you want to replace Parham, but so Caleb Rogers is going to come play next year. I mean, he's going to just jump in there if you don't re-sign Parham. Or what are they going to do? They're going to go sign somebody. I bet, right? I bet they're going to go make a big splash, right, and sign somebody, sign some big guard, right? It's one of those things with me. You drafted 2 linemen in the top 100 when you really didn't need to.
Well, right? They might have needed to. They drafted, those guys got to be at least, to me, they're not even active, right? on game day. Caleb
No.
Rogers is not even that's my thing. They don't have to start. They don't have to play. You don't even in your worst, like what I mean is when they're not active on game day, you're saying under no circumstances is this guy going to see the field on this game. That to me is weird with the top 100 pick, right? Like it's fine. I think it's fine. I like the process of using top 100 picks on athletic linemen. You know, I think Charles Grant's RAS is not exactly that good, but I think he moves really well. And I think actually in the preseason, I thought he had some pretty nice moments where I was like, okay, there's something there. Caleb Rogers is a freak athlete. I don't think his actual productivity is that good, but he's also versatile, play around the offensive line and stuff. That to me, and the thing is, they didn't sign anybody else this year, so that's the weirdest part about this. Now, if the Raiders get the injury bug like they got last year, God forbid, but if they get that, you're gonna start thinking like, okay, are these guys going to come in or are they going to sign guys off the street?
Yeah.
That's when it gets desperate here. But Besh is picked 58th overall. He played 4 to 5 years of college, 4 years, I think, but like high level college football. This is not a small school guy. He played LSU and TCU. He needs to be playing. I think he is. In fact, I'll go on record right now. I think he's going to get his first touchdown against the Colts.
Okay.
Just a prediction here. I think he's ready to see the field. I think Pete, what you said a couple of weeks ago about Pete taking control of the offense if things don't change, I kind of think he did a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm starting to think he's going to be like, Jack Besh is playing. Yeah. You know, and you figure it out, Chip. You can call plays, but Jack Besh is playing. Your play calling needs to involve him. He catches the ball. It makes Gino have to get rid of the ball earlier, I think, if you have a guy like Besh out there. So I don't think the class is bad, is what I'm saying. I just think it is strange that I thought they'd have a little bit more of an impact on the roster this year.
Yeah. It's just those guys aren't playing. The early draft picks, besides Genty, aren't playing. I think that's the bigger problem for people.
Right.
I mean, if you're expecting a fifth, the 6th round picks and 4th round picks to be playing year one, I think you just putting some bad expectations on yourself.
I would like Tonka to be active though. Like I think Tonka on like 3rd and 10. I think he has a play. I think he can like right off the bat do that. That one's bothering me a little bit. I look, they've been healthy at that position, but I wouldn't necessarily say the defensive tackle play has been excellent this year. Like I think against the run they're pretty good, but I know that's what they're scared of with playing Tonka Hemingway, and rightfully so. But I'm like, there's no role for Tonka Hemingway, who looks like he could be a little bit of a tweener, like to come in on 3rd and long and collapse a pocket.
Yeah. All right. I was gonna play Baby Shug's first voicemail, but I'm not playing that. What are you saying in there?
Yeah, what is he talking about? Is he okay?
He's talking about something about like Gino Smith. I'm not playing that, bro. I'm sorry, Baby Shug. I'm not playing that back. I'm not.
I don't even want to talk about Gino until his over-unders anymore.
I'm not playing that. I was thinking to myself, you know what? Let me read this first. Yeah, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do it. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's see some of these questions here. Is Chip Kelly married to Gino Smith? Is a bad arranged marriage, maybe headed to a breakup?
It doesn't look like it's working. I'll tell you that much. I don't know. Again, guys are open. I trust Marcus's film breakdowns. Guys are open. I think if you put Besh out there, I think they're going to be more open because I think Thornton's the one that's not getting open. And I think he's it's not his fault, but I think they're really trying to like make the Thornton thing work. And I think that's also a big thing where that's really making this offense get held back a little bit. But that run game opening up last week, I think really is going to help this offense.
Yeah. Why are people acting like surprised Gino throwing a lot of picks and forcing shots? He was second in Mayfield's picks last season. Only difference there's a Baker had. See, I mean, I watched all of Gino's picks last year, and they weren't like this though. They were like a lot of them were tips and in the red zone,
which is bad, but yeah.
So they weren't like this. They were like this. Yeah. Sugar, I'm not playing that. Why would I put the black? I'm not playing that. So sorry, dog. Yeah, you got to keep it PG over here. Not you ain't got to keep it PG, but we do. You know what I'm saying, I'm black myself. Like, what the hell would I play that? All right.
First off, that's not even true. Have you ever watched Byron Leftwich play? David Garrard. David Garrard.
Why would I play that, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, exactly. All right. Yeah, but yeah, Gino's not like what was I saying? Gino's he's not seeing the field well, and he's inaccurate to me, more than anything. So yeah, you know what I mean. Oh, Baby Shark, he said he's black too. Yeah. I'm still not gonna play that. I'm not playing it. All right, what's our?
I think Baby Shug's white. This is a guess. I'm gonna take the plus 380 money line on that. Just a shot in the dark.
Yeah. What else we got here? So what about coaches chose to start Thornton over Patch and Zamir White, Oliver Moser, and anyone else who could return kicks?
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing at kick return at all. Actually, like I get why they don't put Genty, but I'd do it like once.
Yeah,
I think Genty could take one to the house.
He probably could.
I know that because I'd be stupid. Why you put him on kick? He gets hurt. I'll be all hella mad. Like I get it, but so why isn't Tucker back there? Or somebody else like that. I
don't know. The NFL has this thing with running backs in that thing.
Yeah. Lauby's okay. Lauby's okay. I don't think he's terrible. I think he it's just you're gonna get to the 30 with Lauby. It's gonna be the 30, and that's fine. You know, I that's okay. I'm just thinking who else on this team? Like they had like has to be a running back. I've noticed like with these guys. I don't know.
It's the whole league is doing that though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
To be honest, like I think kick returner, I think wide receiver.
Oh, old school. You know what I mean? All day. Dante Thornton. Let's see Dante Thornton do it.
Yeah, I mean he can't break a tackle though.
Yeah, I don't think he's that shifty either.
Yeah, he's not. All right. Coaches need to sit Bowers, correct? Players often choose play.
I agree they should, but they won't. I don't know what it is. I mean, what I heard about Bowers, they think Puka Nakua's injury last year was a similar thing where it was just one that you play through. Now, to me, it just doesn't look like he feels good out there. Like it just doesn't. To me, I just give him guy a week of rest. It's fine. Like he's still plays like pretty well, but it's not what we know Brock Bowers to be. And like maybe a week of rest would do him well. You know, and I think they have a good training staff. The Raiders, I think they do. So I'm more prone to trusting them than not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like they do a pretty good job keeping guys healthy. Last year they had some I thought they had some bad luck injuries, and to be honest, the team sucked anyway. So nobody cared that everybody got injured last year. But right now I do trust them, but I would personally just sit them for a week. You have Michael Mayer, see what happens, but yeah, I don't know. They don't seem to do that.
All right. Eddie asked, did one of our linebackers just retire? I don't know
what did happen with Jermaine Pratt. That is an interesting question. Yeah, because it said not football related. I mean, here's the thing, and I know the NFL has a bereavement list if it's something in the family, like a death in the family. So maybe it's not that, but we don't know. Like I don't want to speculate on that because it's got to be something.
Yeah. That was weird. Because the coaches didn't talk about that, right? It just came out.
Well, he was playing pretty well too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was playing pretty well, man. I was like, hoping he's just had a baby or something. Like he's having a baby. That's what I was.
Yeah, maybe it could be. Is it Tommy Eichenberg this week, or do you think it's Lindenberg?
It'll be Eichenberg, I think.
Play outside. All right.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get to our last topic, and then we get to over-unders here. Pete Carroll. Are we out on Pete Carroll? What are we thoughts on Pete Carroll after 4 games?
No, I'm not out on Pete Carroll. I think he's doing a good job. I I think the Gino thing is unfortunate, but I don't think did any of us actually blame him for bringing him in, given the options. Like, and everybody wants to talk about Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. I brought those up, and people brought their pitchforks out. Daniel Jones, you kidding me? Like, and I don't know if Daniel Jones and Chip Kelly would have been that good. So I don't know. Like, we'll see. Maybe, I don't know, but I just know that was probably the best thing they could have done at the time. And you could say, oh, it was a 3rd-round pick. They got that pick back. So, like, they did. They traded down and got that pick back and then some, really. So, I think he's doing a good job. Like I said, I look at the defense, and that defense has no business being even where they are right now. Like, it's just you look at the names on the roster, it's just not a good defensive roster, and he's getting the most out of them, in my opinion. We've seen that style of defense with Patrick Graham without Pete Carroll, and we know it hasn't been good. But we've seen this defense with it. I think Max Crosby's playing really well. I see the energy from the team. Like, they are playing hard, and they're and all of that. Here's what I'm worried about, though, with Pete Carroll. Let's say the Raiders win 3 games this year, 3 to 4 games. Does he just go, I think I'm done?
That's so cool.
Like, that's my problem. So, like, I get it to the fact that if you're out of it, all right, and I will say, the way the AFC is right now, the Raiders won't be out of it for a while. That's the weird part. The AFC is not good this year.
Yeah, I know. They're not. If they win this game, they're right back in it.
This is actually the year to steal an AFC playoff spot. Like, nobody's really running away with the AFC right now. Like, I mean, not, or multiple teams are not, I should say. So that, like, to me, they're not even if they're playing this way, they're not gonna be out of it until like week 10. This, like, we are looking at it like, this looks bad, but for the most part, I like Pete, and I want to keep him because I think he's a good coach. I do. If the team looked really sloppy, I'd say otherwise, but they don't look sloppy. One guy, which is his guy, looks really sloppy. That's why this is so weird, but I don't blame him for trusting him.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. And you could say, oh, it's on Chip Kelly. They rushed for 240 freaking yards last week. So if that running game's waking up and they have a few weeks of just running the football dominant, I'm not going to be that mad at Chip Kelly. So I don't, the thing is we can get mad at Gino. I think they're still going to win 7 games. I do. Yeah, I still think they're a 7-win team, which I think is going to piss a lot of people off if they do.
I think so.
Because, like, we're going to be out of it, and we're going to be like, they beat the Texans.
Or like they get, like, hot at the end of the year. Like,
exactly. and then they're going to be like, well, Gino, we Gino next year, second year in Chip Kelly's scheme, like, we're good. That's going to be the problem. It's going to be Derek Carr, like, it's going to be like that. I don't think they're a 4-win team, even though if they're out of it, I want them to be a 4-win team. It's just like, that's just the way. If you're out of it, be out of it. But I'm not out on Pete Carroll. I like him. It's clear that he's not stale. I don't think the players are like, oh, this is stale. This isn't working. Like when Joe Gibbs came back for Washington back in the day, like it's not that. Like the message is not stale. But I think if they do lose, like if they are like number 1 overall, I think Pete's going to be like, what the hell? I came back to do this, Mm-hmm. So it's interesting, but I'm not out on him. Are you out on him?
No, I'm not. I still think he's a good coach because you're right. I think the team's play. I'm saying they should have won. They
should
be 3-1 right now,
and they should be 2-2 guaranteed. Should be 2-2.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
2-2 guaranteed. Like you could make the case maybe the Chargers still find a way to win that game, right? But they should be 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
They should have won this last game. Like that game was so frustrating to watch. Like they literally dominated them on offense. They ran 45 plays and should have had 28 points on those 45 plays before that last drive. So before that last drive, it was just 45 plays. They had an opportunity to have 28 points in 45 plays. That's great offense.
It is.
So you can't. And then if they didn't have those picks, like how many times did the Bears go down the field? One time. I mean, when the time you don't want them to, but like, it was only one time. You know what I mean? But
and you look at I would guess if anybody's got the metrics on this, I'd love to see it. But I would guess that the Raiders are perhaps the worst in terms of opponent starting field position.
Yeah.
Because you couple the Gino turnovers and the Washington special teams meltdowns, right?
Mhm.
They have to be the worst at that, but they're not the worst defense in the league in terms of points. So it's
Yeah.
like Pete's done a decent job. Maybe Tom McMahon goes at the end of the year. I wouldn't be against that, to be quite honest. I haven't been necessarily super in love with what he's been doing, and he's from the old guard too, the McDaniels guard. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was happening. But I think they're a 7-win team, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll piss me off.
It will. Because I'm telling you, man, that's if anything, what they'll do is like get hot at the end of the year, like and it's like I don't know, man. Next year,
4 out of their last 5, and everyone's just like they beat like the Texans, they beat like Denver once or something, like a big division win, something like that, and then everybody, and then not only is it like, because I'll be happy, like okay, yeah, next year we will be good, but they'll be like, yeah, and Gino's the guy. I'll be like, damn it.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. So I think Pete's good. I think he's a good coach. Like if the defense looked like absolute, hot dog water right now, I'd be like, okay, all right, Pete's lost it. But they don't, and they're not a good unit, like in terms of personnel.
Yeah. My dude Saeed, he's talking about Gruden coming back, but no, Gruden's going to Miami, bro. That is like a set for him. Darren Waller's already there.
He's either going to Miami or he's going to Florida, University of Florida. Billy Napier fired.
Yeah,
those are my two. I could see him coaching the University of Florida next year.
I always said the Bengals. I said Bengals, but the Dolphins are just sitting there because like Darren Waller's there. You know what I mean? Like it's just right there. The Dolphins, because Mike McDaniel's getting fired, obviously. I mean, he's not gonna make it through the year. They're getting fired.
I agree. I think Gruden might do the college the way the NIL works now. He might be a college coach. I'm telling you, he might do it. And I think the Florida job's going to open up at the end of the year.
Yeah, Alec Ingold's over there. You know what I mean? He might bring all the boys back.
Darren Waller is over there.
Derek Carr comes out of retirement, places to it.
If I was a Miami fan, I'd be mad as hell about that. I'd be mad as hell if that happened. If I was a Miami fan, like, damn, we tanked for this. I mean, I'm nothing against John Gruden. I love John Gruden, but like that, I'd be mad as hell if it was Gruden and Derek Carr coming to Miami. I agree. Drew Gruden's going to the SEC next year. I'm telling you. Anybody watch his SEC video speaking at Georgia? He thought that was the coolest thing in the history of the world. Was like owning a college basically owning a college program. He was like, I get to do all this stuff. I get to recruit. I get to do free agency. I get to do everything.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I could I could see that, like him bringing Derek Carter retirement. He's back in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they're talking about the Bengals. Bengals fans want Derek Carr already. Like, I'm like, don't do that, guys, because then you're already setting up Gruden to go there.
Yeah, and if you're a Bengals fan and Burrow's out for a long time, just get the top tackle in the draft, and like, this is your year where you just blew it. You don't. It's a year from hell. Get the top pick from it, like you did with Jamar Chase. And try again next year. And I think Zach Taylor is a dead man walking for sure, but I think the thing is Gruden will be in an active lawsuit still. He didn't win his suit like that. Like he's not. He didn't win his lawsuit.
Yeah,
they just didn't block his lawsuit. So, which is pretty historic. It's tough to sue the NFL. So that's why I think he's going to college, because you can do both. You're like, yeah, I'm suing the NFL and I'm coaching in the SEC. Life is good.
All right, so let's answer a couple more questions and then we'll get to the over-unders. Who's the green dot? I mean,
was Jermaine Pratt the green dot? I thought
it's always Roberts.
It's Roberts,
yeah. He's playing pretty well though.
It's weird. Even the coverage stuff, you're just like, it's Devin White that sucks in coverage. Who knew? But he's terrible in coverage. But yeah, I think Roberts has actually been really good.
Yeah. Who's Angel Yee?
I was thinking Angela Yee, the Breakfast Club.
Oh, I was like, what?
I was like, is that who believes in Gino? Well, I don't trust her opinion. Yeah. What, does she know ball?
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie, it's just too early, bro. Come on,
Don't stop putting his questions up there.
I know. Do you think a little bit of Gino is sucking his luck? I saw a stat. I mean, yeah, there were some great. Those were some great interceptions.
Yes, but look at his body language. That's all I'm saying. If he was just the same old Gino, like guy, pushing through good leadership and stuff, he is sulking. He looks like an emo rock singer right now out there. It looks like South Park, the goth kids from South Park.
Yeah,
kicking cigarettes around in a trench coat. Yeah. Little Uzi Vert,
I hate my dad.
Just, that's what he's doing after every pick.
Oh man, yeah, the first pick, you can see it on film. He's like, "Oh man,"
and he yells at Trey Tucker. That one made me mad. I was like, "Don't yell at Trey Tucker. I don't care if he's lined up wrong. Don't make a scene." Yeah, that was like a rage thing. Like that made me so mad.
I didn't even see that. What do you like Trey Tucker about?
So do you remember when they burned a timeout early in the Bears game?
Okay, yeah.
They burned a timeout early because they were going to have a delay game. Something wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if he's lined up wrong. He looked at, I think it was Trey Tucker, he was like, you threw 2 picks. Like, that's something you do on the sideline later. Like, okay, we called the timeout and did this. You're the one fucking up right now. Like, it's okay. That's my problem, right? I do think that there is some luck with some of these interceptions, right? That being said, it's getting to his head, and I agree that luck can turn into material reality at some point. Like where it's like you get the yips. It happens. Remember when Matt Schaub set the record for pick sixes?
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad quarterback. The guy had 5,000 yards with Houston one year. But he set the record for pick sixes. Like, some quarterbacks, when they're done, they're done. And it's like, I'm very scared that that's the case.
I'm scared. That's what I'm scared of too. Like, is he just done? He's just 35 and it's over. Because the thing is, when you're a quarterback like him, when you get to this age, sometimes it does just, you don't play till you're 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough to do. I mean, you have Flacco, but Flacco lost his job to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
He would lose his job to Peter Gabriel at this point. I mean, it's you're just, it's tough.
Yeah. Who is a cut candidate when Lonnie Johnson comes back?
Good point. A good question.
Hopefully Johnny Holmes.
Yeah, because I think that's what they wanted to do, was kind of play safeties in the slot. It looks like it works, to be quite honest. It looks like kind of a thing that they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're getting killed out of the slot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Just when he's out there.
What is Lonnie Johnson? I haven't heard a thing about Lonnie Johnson, though. Are we even close? Didn't he break something?
I don't know. But the thing is, he's played 10 snaps in the past 3 years.
Yeah, but they loved it. They talked about him. They put the flag at half mast at the thing, like a prominent figure died or something. I think they were like, Lonnie broke his fibula. He's we're sending prayers out to his family. We just want to make sure he's, we just don't want this to affect the country. They were talking about him like it was,
he's a superstar, dog. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's get these over unders. Let's get this started. Let's do this. So let's start with the man of the hour who we've been talking about. Gino Smith.
How many yards did he have last week?
117.
Just absolute booty butt.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll take the over on the yards. I guess I'm an idiot. I don't know. I guess I'll take the over on the yards. I'll take the under on passing touchdowns, over on interceptions. It's the easiest bet in football. Literally the easiest bet in football right now is Gino Smith anytime interception. Here's another thing. I was at that pepper mill in Reno. This young guy, this Zoomer young guy next to me who's only playing player props on his app, or not app, but through the casino app because he was a local. And he says He's like, dude, I got the Geno Smith anytime interception. It's the easiest thing in the world. And I was like, yeah, I know. Shut up. Like I was, yeah. I know. Yes, you're right. I hope you put your whole savings account on it. Yeah. So you'll feed your family forever. You put like 10 kids through college. But the pass attempts, I think I'll go over on that. Pass completions, I'll go over.
Okay. I'm gonna go under on passing yards again. I'm gonna go under on attempts and completions. But I'm gonna go over on touchdowns.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna say he doesn't throw a pick this week. I'm gonna say that.
Wow.
I think he's not gonna throw a pick this week because I don't think he's gonna throw downfield.
Okay, Marcus, that still doesn't mean anything.
I think they're about to short pass us to death this game. That's what I think. I think they got Stolen Forsyth out there, bro. We're about to see some screens.
Yeah,
we're finally get some screens this week, guys. We're gonna see some exotic screens. We're gonna see some choice routes to Bowers. See H choice to Genty. You know,
maybe a screen, Marcus. They're Marshall Newhouse, who I do think is doing it. He replaced Tashawn Reed on Ted's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Very much an upgrade, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't want to talk shit about current beat writers, but Tashawn's on Washington now, so I don't care. But Marshall Newhouse was saying Raiders are last in screens called, just in the entire NFL, which isn't a shock, but you're just like, that's crazy.
I mean, are we talking about like a running back screen? Or just
screens.
Any screen?
Screens called. So the screen is lineman based, right? That's how you would judge a screen, is what linemen do.
Yeah. I would say
that's what he said, though. He said.
I'm trying to remember. Honestly, I think. I mean, from a natural screen, like a real natural screen. I mean, they ran one. This is the Buck Bowers, the first one that they ever ran.
Yeah.
They run a couple like wide receiver screens
like
during
tunnel, like kind of
garbage,
tunnel,
like during garbage time, right?
Tucker's got like one or two, but none to Genty. Have they run any to Genty? That's insane that they haven't.
Right?
Like, get him out in space. You have Jackson Powers Johnson. Get him out in space.
Listen, the first screen they ran this year went for 20 yards.
Oh, and they finally did a pitch play to Genty, which was awesome. So it's like Chip's like, I'm gonna be here for 10 years, so I'll just save it for the first 5 games. Guys, come on, break it out, Chip. It's time to break the piggy bank.
Yeah, man. It's that's what I'm taking. I'm taking under on attempts. I just don't think he's gonna try to. I think they're gonna try to run the ball a lot, and they're gonna try to keep him from hurting them. So that's why I don't think he's gonna throw a pick this week. You know, and he hasn't thrown a pick on the road yet.
Okay. All right.
Hasn't thrown a pick on the road yet.
But he hasn't played indoors on the road, Marcus.
Yeah,
this is a big game. He's indoors, not Allegiant. This is new metrics we have here today. New data points.
Yeah. All right, let me pull up this Ashton Genty here. 1 second on this one. And then we got for Genty. All right, Genty. Boom. Kind of the same as, the anytime touchdown went up. Actually, no, went down this week.
No.
It was 140. It was
it went up in terms of price. Like you don't make money. Like
exactly.
It is, you're correct. You had it right the first time. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Like it's more likely that he gets a touchdown this week. Mm-hmm. In the thing, I'm taking over on everything plus the anytime touchdown. I think a lot of people go, oh, it's the Bears. Last week, oh, it's the Bears. You see the fact that he broke off the 64-yarder, that's a confidence thing. That's just kind of like this can happen. I think a lot of people who are like, oh, it's the Bears. I was hearing certain people say long speed wasn't there, and maybe it's not, but I dare you to try to tackle him in the open field.
Yeah,
I dare you. I think he's going to be using the pass game a lot with Colton Miller not there. Chip Kelly knows that too. Chip Kelly called Colton Miller top 5 tackle in the league. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what that loss is going to be, and if they want to be in this game, they're going to have to run the football.
Yeah, and the Colts are 17th in defensive EPA against the run, so they're not the
And
best.
also, I think they are 7th in the league of yards. I don't know what if I'm getting this right, like yards before contact or something like that, like before first contact. And Genty is like one of the best at yards after contact. So like they're not good at getting contact early on running backs, is what I'm trying to say. The metric I don't think I got correct, but they're not good at hitting running backs early in the backfield.
Yeah.
Statistically. So we'll see if that changes, but it's a good matchup for Genty.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm taking over on all these two because I think he's gonna have like 6 catches. So if you guys were going to play like
yeah,
I think we're gonna get like a 5-6 catch game from him.
Adjust the odds. If you have like a DraftKings app, you can put adjust his line up to like 4.5, and you'll get better payout.
Yeah. Eddie, why are you hating on Genty, man? He had a great game last week. Man.
Don't not. Don't even say it. Just don't even say it. Don't even say it.
All right. Brock Bowers. His numbers keep going down, but I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can throw to him, I guess. I mean, the funny thing is, like, think about this, Marcus. Like, he still could have had a touchdown in every game.
Yeah,
he could have in Washington. I know that Trey Tucker got the touchdown in Washington, brought Bowers wide open on the back end. The Thornton touchdown, I get it. I still would throw it to Thornton because it's underneath and he walks in if you put it there, provided that he catches it, but you put it there.
Yeah.
The Bowers is open on the back end. Like, even though he's hurt, like, he could have, like, still been balling out. You know, that's the thing. I'm not taking. He hasn't had any touchdowns yet this year, and his odds reflect that. Plus 230 is interesting. I mean, you figure you get in the red zone, and if it's not Genty, and I will say Genty has really helped them a lot in the red zone. Like, I think gosh, I wish we had him many years ago with Derek Carr. You know what I mean, in the red zone.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have just pushed the ball right in a few times. Gosh, I'll take the over on yards, under on reception. I think he gets 3 receptions for 50. Wouldn't be happy about betting on any of those numbers. It'd be fun to bet the anytime touchdown because you get a good payout, but I'm not going to.
I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna go over on receptions and yards. I'm gonna go because I think 5 for 50 is easy. But I will say that he should have 2 touchdowns last week because in the drive that Genty scored his first touchdown, if
Gino missed him, huh?
Yeah, if Gino goes an accurate pass, that's a touchdown.
That's true.
And he ran a great route. And the linebacker had like inside leverage on him, and he got past him, and he was wide open, and Gino missed him. So, and then Gino missed him in the back of the end zone again. So I think that they want to target him in the red zone still. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why I think he's going to get a touchdown this week. I think he's going to get a touchdown. But I'm going 5 for 5 catches or like 55 yards. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how many yards he had last week. I mean, really nobody had any passing yards last week. Because
I will say I know he's injured, but he has literally the same amount of yards as he did last year after 4 games.
Did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just funny. I think he has like right around the same. So I understand there's an injury, there's a brace on his knee, so that's why people are a little worried. But that thing might come off. That thing might come off at some point, and you have to hope that it does. And if it does, and you get Bowers back, and that was a big thing. You hate to say it with Gino, he should still be playing well, but he was able to find Bowers all day in that Patriots game for big gains, and let's hope.
Yeah. All right. Jacoby Myers.
5.5 receptions, 63.5. Anytime touchdown, 215. That's the one I take is the 215 anytime touchdown. Yeah. I mean, again, does he have a touchdown this year? No. But I'm still squatting on my take. I think Jack Besh gets his first career touchdown this week.
Okay.
He probably doesn't even have odds. So that doesn't help anybody here, but I just think that I would take his anytime touchdown. I think that's going to be Gino's touchdown.
Okay. This one I'm gonna go over on receptions, under on yards. So I think he's gonna get like 6 for like 50 or something like that. And then I'm gonna stay away from that anytime touchdown. This one I'm gonna stay away from it.
I mean, the Colts have no DBs right now. Like that's like it should. This again, the Bears didn't either. That's the shitty part because the Colts have what Isaiah Rodgers, who's playing like out of his mind at safety.
No, Isaiah Rodgers is on the Vikings, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, other way around. So I know he was on the Colts, so they don't have him. But they don't have Kenny Moore's not playing, right? Or who is it? It sounds like he's not playing. Xavier Howard retired, he wasn't playing well to begin with, but he retired. I thought Kenny Moore was not playing. Yeah, like you have no excuse.
Yeah,
like,
Kenny Moore didn't play last week,
and it doesn't look like he's practiced at all this week. So, what is the excuse? Like
I mean, they got Travarius Ward. I guess he's pretty good, right?
He's pretty good, and maybe he's on Myers, but to me, I don't know. To me, it's like you have Tucker. I just you got to be able to figure out a way to attack the secondary. Quick too, doing it quick.
I don't know. I hope they attack Joe Pesci because Joe Pesci, the linebacker, has 15 targets and 15 receptions or 131 yards.
Wasn't he in Goodfellas?
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Yeah.
I hope they attack him.
Yeah, watch him get an interception on Gino, and then that clip looks stupid. Yeah, what I just said.
Yeah, I can see why Xavier Howard retired because he had 22 targets for 16 catches for 195 yards. He had like a
dumb wash.
His quarterback numbers.
Yeah. That's like when you get washed out and pick up basketball as a player or something. You're just like, damn it, I got nothing. Amari Cooper,
Yeah. 22 targets, 16 catches, 172 yards, man. Yeah, it's time to let it go. We gotta let that go. We're done there. All right. So last guy, my boy Trey here. I got my Trey Tucker. What are you thinking? His anytime touchdown, like it was high last week, and then just it went right.
Yeah, I like saying. I wish I could take back my Jacoby Myers one. I like these odds way better.
Yeah, because honestly, I think this is going to be the guy for this game because I don't think they have even because the Colts were very Gus Bradley, and I don't think they really replaced like a speed guy. They don't have a speed guy outside. All they have is Ward, who could probably get tough. But I think that he's gonna beat somebody over the top of this game. That's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna. It's gonna be like two deep balls, deep balls, right? We're gonna get. But I think that they're gonna beat Tucker, and we'll see if he completes them. But I think that Tucker might have another good game this week. He just didn't get any targets last week, but I mean, they didn't really throw.
No, I mean, the thing is, I feel like the story of last week that nobody's talking about is Chip just shut the damn offense down, the passing offense down after in the third quarter.
Yeah.
When Gino threw that pick coming out of the half, which I would have too, I wanted to punch the damn TV at the Pepper Mill with the Bears lady jumping and screaming like Tasmanian devil on the lady next to me. I'm telling you, when you have a her scream sounded like a Halloween mat. When you step on those Halloween mat, the witch cackle, that's what her scream sounded like. I was like, this is the last thing I want to hear right now. And every guy was just like, yo, I cannot like this is so bad right now. So they shut the offense down in the second half. Like they're just like, we're running the football and dumping the ball off. Like that's all we're doing in the second half. Is it open again this week? We'll see. If it is, then I expect Tucker to get a lot of work.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get to this game line, man. Game line.
It's definitely 7 Colts, Marcus.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
That's Indianapolis is favored by 7 at home.
Yeah. I get that page right now. I'll change it right now. Go ahead.
I'll tell you right now, the play here is the over, I think. This was the over-under last week for the Bears. Exact same. It was 47, so 47.5. I think it goes over. I think both defenses are going to have their issues. Here's my problem. I want to bet the Raiders so bad. Like I want to be like Raiders +7, and I actually do think Raiders +7 is not a bad play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if a lot of Raider fans have been here at this point, but I'm like 40% Raiders win this game by 3, like 37-34. And then 60% the Colts just wipe the floor with us, and it's like the Washington game.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are my two things. Like those are the two things I think are going to happen in this game. Is 40% to me thinks like this is gonna be like the Charger game to get into the playoffs, or even that Colts game where Max Crosby punched the ball out on what was that guy's Paris Campbell, that thing he punched the ball out and the Raiders beat the Colts that game. Renfro fell going into the end zone like that game. I was like, this could be like that. I just thought like I would take the Raiders +7 on this.
Mm-hmm.
The 7's a lot. It's the NFL. Let's put this into perspective. The Saints played at the Bills last week, which the Saints playing outdoors with Spencer Rattler, they were -16. They were +16.5. They covered, right? Mm-hmm. So without all of this, despite everything you think, I think the Raiders can still cover this spread. I'm not taking the money line, but I am taking the over.
I mean, Angelo said I bet the Raiders money line. So
Angelo, you could just pay the chat. You could just super chat next time.
Angelo's confident. He's like, I believe it.
We'll make it worth your money every time, guaranteed. You can't lose that bet.
I'm gonna go +7 this game because this is because all right. So I watched the Colts today. I watched the Colts offense. I haven't watched the defense. So I'll see what Matt says about the defense. But it's just this team is so ball control. And the Raiders are. I know they had a really bad game against Washington, but throughout this year they've been really good against the run. Right, really good against the run. And the Daniel Jones, he throws to Josh Downs a lot, like for 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. It's like it's not really a lot of throwing downfield. And the couple times he did, he got picked. And then if they run the ball really well, then they could play action. They're just so ball control that I think this is going to be a game where I'm going to take the under because I think both teams are going to have really high times of possession. But if the Raiders offense comes out and they do like a bunch of 3 and outs and shit, it could be a long game because the way that the Raiders play defense is against the kind of the Colts strength because Daniel Jones he's going to throw that 4-yard pass, right?
Yeah,
he's going to throw that 4-yard pass. He's not going to be scared to do it, right? So I think what they have to do is they have to stop the run. If they get the Colts in 3rd and long, I think the Colts are the worst team in 3rd and long. I don't know if I saw that. I think they are the worst team in the league in 3rd and long. Right. And there's a reason for that because it's Daniel Jones. So you have to. He just doesn't throw downfield really well. He had this terrible pick against the Rams last week.
It was he threw 2 bad. One was in desperation mode, but also not really. They had like a minute 30. Like it was like one of those ones where you threw the desperation throw, but it wasn't. You didn't have to with a minute 30. And then the one early in the game, like first drive of the game, he threw a terrible pick. Now I've seen some metrics that say Daniel Jones is damn good against cover 3.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying because
he'll throw in front. But like, can you not see like I guess what you're saying, and I agree with you here, is if the Raiders are not scoring on offense and Daniel Jones is just taking the 4-yard pass, Jonathan Taylor, 4-yard run, just like that kind of, I agree. The Raiders will be like stout in terms of not letting anything get over their heads, things like that. Now, do we get the Daniel Jones regression game? Now, I think Daniel Jones is a lot better quarterback than what he showed in New York. Like I've always thought that. I was like, this guy's a very talented player. Like he's a lot more talented than he got. I think he got the New York tax put on him, like Sam Darnold did. In the same way, where it's like, okay, these guys are they elite? No, but they're better than like the New York spotlight, like this guy's ass thing. He's definitely better than that. Now their offensive line is good. That's my problem. Their offensive line is good, and I'm just like the Raiders pass rush is already not like It's already not that good. The unit now, Kuntz last week, but up the middle, they don't get anything.
Nothing.
They really don't get any. Where is Adam Butler this year? He's been the guy. Nobody.
He's just so happy he got paid, man. I don't know what he did.
I'm saying, man,
They never paid him.
He is immune from criticism. You cannot criticize Adam Butler. He is nowhere to be found. Make a play.
Should have never paid his ass, man. Should have gave him $5 million 1 year again.
I swear, it's like make a play. Like no, their interior pressure, they get nothing up there. So that's my problem with this game, is that I think they're playing a very good offensive line, similar to what they played against the Chargers. And I see this game being similar to the Chargers game, where Gino makes some plays and we win this game, which is not, given the way the last few games have been, is not where I want to be. I don't trust him.
See, the thing is with the Colts, okay, and why I think the Raiders are going to be in this game, because, and Colts don't get talked about a lot, but this is the type of game that the Colts lose.
Yeah, I agree. It's a huge, it's like a trap game in college football for them. Like that, they would lose this game out of their division. They're hyped up now. They lost. I will say they are coming off that. I kind of wish they beat the Rams. That Adonai Mitchell thing is like, when I saw that happen, I was like, shit, he's not going to do that against the Raiders.
The funniest player I ever watched on film.
It is, but you guess what team that will never happen to is the Raiders. Guess what team somebody will never do that with. Guess what would happen if that play was against the Raiders, the Adonai Mitchell? He would fumble it and dive on top of it in the end zone and for his touchdown and be laughing. Be like, well, I'm an idiot. Like, that's just the kind of luck we have right now on fumbles. Max is playing out of his mind. This is the best Max Crosby season I've seen in years. Like, he is really, really, really good. Somebody else, man, has to come up and make a play. Like I don't care. Jonah Laulu, Adam Butler, you paid him. They paid him.
Yeah,
they pay. It's not Jonah Laulu, who's a 7th round pick from last year, that they have on the roster. They paid Adam Butler. Don't make a play. Tyree Wilson, make a play. Like, this game is going to come down to the ball being put on the ground by somebody and the other team picking it up.
Yeah, because Dan Jones still is not good under pressure. That's the thing. But they have to get pressure on.
Well, you got to get pressure. Yeah. Quentin Nelson is back to Quentin Nelson.
Yeah, you got to make him. You got to make him do the stupid shit that he did in the Giants. That's got to be your focus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, so they should have beat the Rams. They should be undefeated right now. They should have won that game. And yes, had they won that game, I'd be like, I think the Colts are going to run into some bad luck. But they kind of did run into some bad luck last week. And I hate talking about luck on a tape channel, but I think it's a thing. I think anybody that watches the game sees the way the ball bounces, and it never seems to bounce right to the jersey that our team has a lot of times. Kuntz, you got to come up and make a play. Gino has to get his head out of his ass. And Genti has to stay hot. And they can do it. They can do it. I just won't bet on it right now.
Yeah. That's good. Pete has never started 1-4. Oh, so Pete's probably taking this game serious because Pete, he knows his records.
I know, but anytime you put on that Raiders quarter zip hoodie, you do unprecedented shit.
So damn true. All right, let's get to NFL. NFL. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, kind of a weak slate. Bye weeks are definitely felt on this schedule. I don't know if you feel the same way, Marcus. You wow, teams are on buys. This slate is not nearly as good as I thought, but I could actually see the Raiders Colts being one of the games that nobody thought was good being good. Oh shit, this game's good. Commanders Chargers. Jaden Daniels is playing. Chargers favored by 2.5. I am going to take the under in that game. I think is the play. I think the Chargers are going to be feeling Joe Alt's loss. Commanders are good up front. They are not good on the back end, but they're good up front. And I think with Daniels back, I think both quarterbacks are going to be hindered just a little bit. I'll take the Commanders plus 2.5 on the road and the
Okay.
under in that game.
Okay.
Broncos, Eagles. I think this is free money. I take the Eagles.
Yeah.
Bet the Eagles money. Here's my thing. The Eagles have won, I think, 20 of their last 21.
Yeah.
It's boring. Nobody likes to do it. But if you like making money, why don't you just bet the Philly money line every week and put twice the money that you normally do on a bet?
It's free.
People did this with the Warriors, 73-9 Warriors. Yeah, we understand they lost 3-1, came back, but like there was a guy that bet the money line every game, and he would bet $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, smart.
He lost 9 times, 173. Is it fun? Not really. That's why gambling it's never the exact science people pretend it is. People like the thrill,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I would take the Philly minus 225. They're going to win that game, in my opinion. I don't think Denver's looked good at all this year.
Not really.
Like they beat a Cincinnati team that was a wounded like duck in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Like they beat that team, but they have not. That secondary has not looked good this year. Which I'm actually a little bit excited to play them. I'm not going to lie. Chiefs versus Jacksonville. This is the Monday game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I think the Chiefs win this game. I will say the Jacksonville's getting Liam Cohen's a good coach. I like the way he handled that Robert Saleh thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that Robert
Yeah,
Saleh?
yeah, that's not
What do you think of that real fast? I think personally to me, I thought that was so beta. We do alpha beta. So this is the Kyle Shanahan Saleh thing was so beta. It was like very feminine in my opinion. So like he's really good at legally stealing sides. And that's like when you go to the bar, like the Hooters or whatever, like a bar where the waiter, they're like, hey, and you say you're at dinner with the guy's wife. The next time you go like, hey, your husband, he's incredible at the bar with all those waitresses.
Yeah.
And be like, that's not illegal. That's not cheating, but why'd you just tell him that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'd be mad too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, stop saying that. Like, why are you, like, I like the way Liam Cohen handled that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I like the Jaguars getting 3.5 in that game. But I would take the Chiefs money line at 185 if you're going to do that, or take the Jags plus. But I think it's going to be a tight game on Monday. Bucks, Seahawks. Oh gosh, this is a tough one too. I really don't like betting against Baker. I really don't. And Seattle at home has not been the same Seattle at home that we remember.
Mm-hmm.
I will but the thing is though, is Bucky Irving's gone, Mike Evans is out.
Yeah.
But damn, man, Baker just figures it out a lot of times. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers plus 3.5, and I'm going to take the over in that game.
I'm gonna go Commanders or the Chargers. I think the Chargers are starting to come down to earth. Yeah. I think if we look at how the Raiders are, and you look at how the Chargers really are, I don't think they're that good as people say they are.
I agree.
And what happened last week, and what I even think might have happened the week before, is that Greg Roman can't throw 40 times for a whole season. Like, let's keep it real, guys. That ain't good. That is not gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
They got exposed by a tough defensive front last week.
Yeah. That is not gonna work, right? They got exposed the week before against the Broncos.
I agree.
You can't throw 40 times with Greg Roman. This ain't gonna work. So that's why I think the Chargers are gonna start.
Now, counterpoint: Hampton did have 165.
That is true. But I think they still want to throw. So I think that it's just. I think they're going the wrong direction. And I think the Commanders they're just like well coached. That's what the Commanders are really. I don't even know if they're good or not. They're well coached and they got a quarterback. I'm gonna go Chiefs because I still think the Chiefs it's Chiefs and Bills. I still think that.
I agree. They woke up. They looked damn good last week.
Yeah, it's just still fucking Chiefs and Bills, man.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is a good gambling line. The Chiefs and the Eagles are easily favorites to go to the Super Bowl this year, in my opinion. Again, money line parlay Chiefs and Eagles this week. You'll make a little bit of money. Yeah.
All right, and I'll go Eagles over Broncos for sure, and I'll go Seahawks just because I think Baker he doesn't have all those guys out there, and I just think the Seahawks are just even though I'm waiting for Sam Darnold to show up, I think he's going to show up at one point. I think he's gonna show up.
I think it might be this game, man. I'm telling you, the Bucks are crazy. Shouldn't have even been in that game last week, and they did, and they were in it. It was weird, man. Like Baker is crazy, man. Like that's what I want Gino to be doing.
Yeah, well, Baker has more confidence than Gino. Like Baker could throw a pick. He's like, I don't give a
mental.
fuck.
It's all here. They have the same traits, but it's all here. Baker has the Men in Black erase your memory thing from the Men in Black movie where it takes your thing is Gino is actually my memories. They are archived deeply in my brain.
He's thinking about that pick the whole time. Like
they're
etched, like,
they're etched in stone in my
I didn't
brain.
fit in there. So like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Baker's like, what pick, dude? I don't even fucking remember that. Why are you bringing up old shit? Like that's what I like about Baker. Yeah.
All right, college football kind of sucked this week too. I struggled with this.
Yeah, it's not good.
Vandy's not at plus 11.5, so let me change that. That's for sure. Fuck that up. Hold on. All right, but I'm gonna fix it. Go ahead, Glenn.
I like Alabama. I like Alabama a lot in this game. Ty Simpson is nasty. The first time I watched him last week. Whoa! I was like, this guy can play. I didn't know they had. I was unfamiliar with this game. I was like, wait, whoa! This guy can play. They lost to Vanderbilt last year. It's not happening again. I understand everybody loves Diego Pavia. It's not happening twice. I'm just telling you. I'll take Alabama. I like the over though. Vandy's been averaging 40 points a game this year, so I do like the over in that game. I think that's kind of an easy play. Mm-hmm. Iowa State versus Cincinnati. Marcus, cover your ears. I think Iowa State's winning the Big 12 this year. They're good. They're good, man. Iowa State took out Arizona last year, and they swept them to the side like garbage last week. They were just like, this is just take out the trash, like just routine. Yeah. They had their slippers on, Tony Soprano style. Take out the garbage. It was just nothing. It was routine. I think they're really good. They lost a couple of their corners, but I think they're going to take out Cincinnati. I think that line is. Are you kidding me?
Yes. I was like, wow, is Cincinnati really favored?
Yeah, I haven't. To be fair, I haven't watched it. Maybe Cincinnati's a thing. Iowa State Cyclones are crazy this year. Miami versus FSU. I watched FSU play last week. They are not Miami. I know this is a rivalry game, but I'm taking Miami minus 4.5. Miami's offensive line is the best in the country. Their defensive line is damn good too. FSU, it's all what their quarterback can create on the ground. I'm not seeing it, to be honest. They lost to Virginia in that tough overtime game, but Miami's a national champion contender, and they should. This is would be a signature win for them if they got this. Texas versus Florida. This is interesting because Texas has no excuse to lose this game unless their quarterback. I mean,
I thought that line was crazy because Florida's not good, right? I think 1-3.
Florida's not good, but okay. Arch Manning has beaten who?
Yeah, you got a point.
That's why the line is where it is. Arch Man, they're the Raiders right now. Gino Smith, it's Gino Smith, Arch Man. It's like Texas is better at every position right now, and they can beat anybody unless Arch screws it up. Arch has thrown touchdowns against DeVry University, the ITT Technical Institute, University of Phoenix. You know, the Family Guy joke. Oh, my son got into DeVry. What'd he do? Open the door? You know what I mean? Like it's just this like he hasn't carved anybody up this year. That's worth a shit. He beat San Jose State. I think he threw a pick in that game, by the way.
He played like shit against a UTEP or something like that.
Yeah, UTEP. He hasn't been good. So it's just kind of this storyline of the year that nobody really wants to pile on him for. But I'm just saying, I'm not picking Florida. I won't be surprised if Florida keeps that close. I'm picking Texas, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Vandy plus 11. I think Vandy's gonna at least not get their ass kicked. That's all I'm gonna say. I think they hang with them. I think they're just a better team, and this is a big game for them, and I think they're going to take it serious. So I think I'm going to go plus 11 Vandy on this one. Mm-hmm. Miami easy. I think Miami blows them out. To be honest, I think they're going to blow out Florida State. I think Florida State just caught Alabama off guard. That's what I think a little bit. that quarterback they got at Florida State. He's okay, but Ruben Bain's gonna ruin his life. I always say for Cincy, Big SCD said they're missing both starting quarterbacks. So I don't get Cincy though. Why are they favored in this game? So I feel like something's weird there.
Yeah, well, no, Iowa State is losing both of theirs, but I still think on offense they're good. I don't know, man. I think Iowa State is a well-coached team that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah. And of course I'm gonna take Texas because DJ Lagway, he looks like shit this year. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
That's gonna be actually the under in that game looks really good. The Texas Florida.
Yeah,
both quarterbacks stink in my opinion.
Yeah, they both suck ass, man. All right, let's see. I ain't got too many more questions. You got like one more. Good morning. Why do they play Thornton over Besh in the red zone?
I think that's changing this week, Clemens. That's just my prediction. I think Besh gets his first touchdown.
What happened? Justin Jefferson was shot in a home invasion.
No, don't tell me that.
It's not true, is it?
That's not true. Don't tell me that right now.
I don't know, man. I don't play with this, guys. That's not funny.
I know you're a Philly Eagles fan. Dropping this in the comments right now.
Yeah, I feel like
that's not trending on Twitter right now. No,
yeah. Come on, Philly Mike.
That's weird to be saying shit like that. Don't do that.
Don't put that in the air, bro. Like, what did that really happen?
Come on, man. I mean, is it just somebody else named that?
No, that would be like the biggest news. That would pop up everywhere. We'd all be talking about that.
I mean, it would stop everything. I mean,
it would stop the world.
I'm not seeing this anywhere. So he says it's on X. Okay, I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm looking.
You might be on X, Philly. I mean, are you on X?
Yeah, that's old school shit right there at this point. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's not happening. Come on,
Okay,
that's just ridiculous. I don't know why people do stuff like that, man. Don't play with stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not funny, bro. All right, we're out of here, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hit the subscribe button. Preview. Check out the preview tomorrow as well, and we'll be good here, guys. So check out the preview. We'll be doing that. That'll be dropping tomorrow, and then enjoy. Hopefully, the Raiders at least cover. That's what we're hoping.
Just cover, baby, as Al Davis always said.
Just cover, baby. Just cover. But we're out of here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace.